Hi babes, welcome back to my channel. I have something new prepared for you guys today. This is the completed look, but I'm actually only going to be showing you guys pretty much my foundation routine, my face routine. I am trying out some new products. I have not tried them out before, so this will be my first time using them, and I wanted to kind of talk about them a little bit more while also teaching you guys some techniques that I use and just really kind of connecting with you guys and kind of showing you guys what I look for in makeup when I'm buying new stuff or when I'm trying to complete certain looks. If you guys want to see like my first impression and review of the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue Foundation Concealer and their Seamless Sponge, then keep on watching. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So for this first impression slash review, I went ahead and picked up a few different items. I went ahead and picked up one of their foundations. I have not tried it out. I have not tried the color or anything, so I don't even know if it's gonna be my shade, but I want it to be a full-on review so that you guys can see how easy or how hard it is to pick your shade from their website. I also picked up two of their concealers, and I want to kind of talk about why I picked out two concealers. It's one of the techniques that I kind of go by on my daily routine. And I also picked up one of their sponges. I know they came out with like 3 or 4 other ones, but this is the seamless or the first sponge that they came out with. I picked this one out just because it's more of a size that I like to use when I'm applying my foundation. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with the foundation. So for the foundation, I picked out shade number 112, Light. And this is what it looks like. So it's got a really nice sleek matte bottle, which I love. What I'm gonna do with this one is I'm gonna put this on the back of my hand. I put 2 pumps. Let's see how far this takes us. I like to put it on the back of my hand because this really warms up the foundation and it gives me a smoother application to my face. While this warms up, I do want to tell you guys what type of foundations that I like. I like foundations that feel light, foundations that are very matte, and that don't make me oily throughout the day or don't make me feel too cakey. So I really like that this one is like a medium coverage, I believe. So it actually says on the box it's medium to full coverage foundation, which is definitely buildable. It's perfect for you to use it every day, or maybe if you want to kind of do a full face that's like for a night out or for a special occasion. So on the box it says that this foundation is medium to full coverage, which is something that I really like because you want more of a medium coverage for your everyday, and then you can build it up to a more glam look for a special occasion. One thing that also stood out to me and it's important to me is that this specific foundation is vegan, cruelty-free, talc-free, paraben-free, oil-free, and fragrance-free, which are all things that you should be looking at if you have like maybe sensitive skin, or realistically if you just want to take care of your skin. All of these things are actually really important to preserve the youth and the health of your skin. Other than that, it says it has high pigmentation, has a matte finish, which again, that's what I look for in a foundation. I've tried to do more like dewy foundations, but for some reason I can't find a dewy look that works for me just yet. So let me know if you guys have any tips. It is definitely buildable, it's lightweight, and it's a long wear foundation. So I like that. To be quite honest with you, I don't really touch up my foundation at all when like throughout the day or anything. I'm super lazy to touch up or anything like that. So when I'm doing my makeup, I'm trying to do my makeup in a way where it's gonna last all day, where I don't have to be touching it up, moving it around, or anything like that. So like I said, I went ahead and put 2 pumps on the back of my hand. So let's see where 2 pumps takes us. And what I'm going to be doing with that is I'm going to use the Seamless Sponge, which is like their first sponge that they came out with. I'm going to use it the same way that I use all my other sponges. So what I did is I did wet it before I kind of start prepping my skin and putting my stuff together to do my makeup, and I don't use it super wet. I try to really just damp. So I also always take like a towel or a paper like napkin or something and just kind of soak out that water from it, and that's what I'll be using to apply it on my face. So I actually like to start more on the outsides of my face. I actually used to start at the center, but after doing some research, I've come to know that the center of your face is actually a lot more delicate than the outsides of your face. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started over here and work my way in. So far the color looks pretty good. It's a little dark, but I don't mind it just because we have summer coming up. So hopefully we're gonna be able to be out and about again, and I'll get some color. It's actually easier to work with a foundation that's a little bit darker than a lighter foundation, because you're able to bronze your face up, or maybe even just kind of work your foundation down, and it'll look better than if you find a shade that's a lot lighter for you. So far I really like the coverage that I'm getting on this side, and we're gonna do the same thing over here. And then we'll start working our way towards the center of our face. Also, I make sure to bring my foundation down to my neck just so that it can really blend. Especially since this one's a little bit darker than like my chest, my neck. I think 2 pumps should be enough, but I feel like I need a little bit more. So I'm gonna do like maybe a little bit less than half a pump, just to kind of finish off my forehead and like the center of my face. Foundation, the sponge is actually really nice too. I'm gonna take the tip to kind of go around my eyebrows, that way I don't take anything off of my eyebrow products. That wouldn't be nice. Now, if you guys haven't noticed, you know that I'm more of like a full coverage foundation, especially because I get a lot of pigmentation with the sun, and like right now that we have to wear like our masks and everything, I've been breaking out a lot, like in the chin area, which is something kind of new for me. I usually get like monthly breakouts, like maybe around my forehead or like around my nose, but this area is actually something that's new. I don't know if you guys are experiencing it as well with the whole, you know, COVID-19, where we have to wear our masks. I think our faces, at least my face, is not used to having something over my face. So like I said, this can definitely be built up to a lot more coverage, but to be quite honest with you, I find that I go heavier on my concealers, so I think this should be okay. And let's move into the next product. I'm going to continue using my sponge for everything. So like I mentioned, I went ahead and picked up 2 concealers. The reason for that is because I like to use a concealer that has more of a pink undertone to cancel out the darkness under my eyes and then any other shadows around the face. By shadows, I mean if you ever feel like, you know, maybe around your lips or around your nose, it's like really dark, or maybe even like on your selfies or your pictures, that's what I consider a shadow. And so a pink undertone concealer or like a peach corrector is gonna cancel those shadows out. I don't think mine are that severe, so I just use like a concealer with the peach undertone to really help with that. So that's why I picked, I believe, so shade 09 Light is the one that has that peachy undertone. And then I also picked out 12 Medium Light, which is more kind of like my skin color, which is going to cover like the rest of my face. So notice how like, well, actually I think this one's the one that has the peach one. So this one has a peach undertone and this one's more like a brightening concealer, so that it gives me that like contour brightened effect on my face. So see the difference here? These are the shades that I usually go for. And if you notice, like on my tutorials, I usually have about 2 concealers that I use, just because I kind of apply different techniques with each one. And I'll show you what that looks like. So first I'm going to take the peach one, which is shade Light Medium 12. And this one has an applicator, which reminds me a lot like the e.l.f. Cosmetics one, which so far, this is like a plus for me because I really like that applicator. So this one's gonna mainly go, see this darkness here? We're gonna put a little bit here, over here. I like to put it around my lips and on my chin and a little bit on my nose. Then we're gonna take the other shade, which is my brightening shade. This is Light 9. And with this one, we're gonna brighten the face. So I'll put it below it. And same thing, I love the applicator. I'm gonna put a little bit down my nose, on my forehead, and the center of my face, because these are the areas that I want to brighten and make them look more awake. And like I mentioned, we're gonna use a sponge for everything. So yes, this shade here is kind of darker than the rest of my skin, as you can see, the peach one, but we're not using this to necessarily like brighten our face. We just want to conceal those shadows. So don't be alarmed if it looks like this. I'm really enjoying the sponge. I really like the tip of the sponge because it lets you go into pretty much into your eye. I notice sometimes, like when I do my makeup in the hurry, I'm trying to be careful with this area, so sometimes I find like a patch without foundation or concealer, which doesn't look nice. So this one really helps me get in there. I also try to like look up just so that I can really blend it on the fine lines like under my eyes, and you don't have some unnecessary like extra creasing or anything like that. So far, I really like the coverage that I am getting. What I am going to do is I am going to apply a little bit more, more like on like around my nose, just because I have a little bit of redness that I can still see. And for that one, I'm just going to go back with the shade 9 Light. As far as the packaging, it's very similar to the foundation, so it's actually pretty much identical. So it's really nice, nothing crazy. Okay, so notice how the center of the face is brighter and it's a little bit more, it's giving off more light just because we use that lighter shade of concealer. What I'm going to do, so Dose of Color still does not have a powder that they have come out with yet. I'm sure that they're probably working on something. They're working on a lot of stuff. So in the meantime, I'm going to be using my Fit Me loose powder. I'm going to be using the Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. This is actually fairly new to me. I started using it a couple weeks ago because I did run out of my other ones, and at this time the only thing that's open is like the drugstores. So I actually have really been enjoying this. So this is a really good powder. If you don't want to, you know, kind of break the bank by getting like one of the luxury brand powders, this is perfect for like on the go or every day, or even just to kind of try something from the drugstore. This one's really good. So technically today we're going to be baking just because my sponge is still wet. So what I'll do is since I've kind of been talking, is I'll make sure and kind of blend this out a little bit more before I get started, and then I'll pick up some powder. So this is a powder that I have on my sponge. And we're gonna go ahead and press this in. And I'm not only gonna put this under my eyes, but I'm also gonna bring it like around my nose, by my lips, and pretty much anywhere where we want to set. So I guess you can say this is baking, but it's not like heavy baking where I'm gonna let it sit on my face. I'm just gonna kind of softly press it into my skin and set the areas. Like for me, I like to set the areas where I have fine lines, just so that it gives me more like a smooth canvas. So notice how it also really mattified this side of my face. So now we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing, but on this side. So again, like just kind of blend in your under eyes a little bit, just to like make sure that nothing like creased too much before or while you were working on the other side. So same thing, I'm gonna look up and press the powder up. I find that looking up just really helps, again, like get in the fine lines and make sure that it's not accentuating anything that we don't want to accentuate. And bring it down my nose. So I feel like this area is what creases a lot. Down my lips. And an area that I'm very like kind of recently been paying more attention to, it's like by my forehead, and that's because I think we laugh a lot, smile a lot, and it also creates like fine lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get like a lighter portion of powder, and I'm going to go ahead and apply it here and on my forehead, just because this is the area that tends to shine a lot for a lot of us. It's because we're moving around and like it's getting hot. And then the chin area a little bit too. So this is what we have going on right now. Let me go ahead and finish the rest of my face like off camera, so I can kind of give you like the final review of how these products work with what I'm used to working with like on the daily basis. So I'll be right back. All right, babe, so I am back with the finished look. I went ahead and did the rest of my makeup off camera. Again, today I wanted to really just focus on like foundation and giving you guys like the most raw and honest review. I had not used those products at all. I had just kind of looked at them at their boxes and all that good stuff, but I hadn't tried it on my actual face. But overall, I really like the coverage of the foundation. I like how it is buildable, because if you notice, like I had more of a light layer throughout my face, and I was able to kind of give myself that extra coverage that I need with the concealers. I just went ahead again and set like the centers of my face in the areas that I don't want them to crease throughout the day, which is actually what I do regularly, like on my daily makeup routine type of thing. And so a matte foundation with that technique is what keeps my foundation and concealer from moving. Like I said, I don't really touch it up throughout the day or anything like that. I don't even carry a makeup bag. I actually usually just carry like my lip gloss, and then that's the only thing that I touch up. But overall, this is like a 10/10. I think I'll be posting some updates on my Instagram. Right now, I'm not able to kind of go out and wear it out throughout the day, but now that I have used this, I am going to be using it on like my day-to-day foundation, because again, I wanted to use it for the first time on camera in front of you guys, so you guys kind of would see how my experience with it was. But other than that, this is it for this video. I wanted to try something different for you guys, just so that we can have more of like a conversation, and that way I can share more tips with you guys than what I usually do in my other videos, just because I feel like there's so much going on in the other videos that, you know, I don't want to give you guys a 5-hour long video, because I could talk forever. So this is what I plan on doing from time to time, or maybe from now on. I think this is actually a lot more comfortable for me than when I do my voiceovers, and those take a lot longer, and this is a way for us to connect and just kind of really talk about specific areas or specific techniques that I would love to teach you guys. Other than that, don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe so you can be a part of this family, this community, and so you can see what new content I do upload for you guys. I hope I can start posting some more interesting stuff for you guys. That way I can switch it up and give you guys something fun to like look at. But other than that, if you guys have any ideas, anything specifically that you want to see, go ahead and leave it in the comments, and let's keep a conversation going there. And I'll be posting some updates on my Instagram. I usually do, like I'll post what I buy, anything new that I'm getting, anything new that I'm loving. So you'll probably see this on that, like on my stories or on my feed. You'll see this foundation again, you'll see these products again. Dose of Colors is a brand that I actually really love, and it's everything that I've used from them, I have like nothing negative to say. I also really like and admire that Anna is a makeup artist herself, and she just really knows what we look for, what we want to see when we glam our faces. And I think that's you know, that says a lot about what the consistency, what the quality of these products, what it entails. So I'll see you next time. Take care, guys.